child, I heard your silent prayer last night, the one you did not say out loud, the one that never made it into words, that stayed inside you, formless, more feeling than language, more ache than sentence. The one you prayed in the space between sleeping and waking, when your defenses were down and the real state of things surfaced and something in you reached out without quite knowing what it was reaching for. I heard it, not because you said it perfectly, not because it met some standard of proper prayer, not because you had enough faith behind it or enough clarity about what you were asking for. I heard it because it came from you, because you are mine. And what comes from mine reaches me, always, without exception, without fail. I want to talk to you today about silent prayers, because I think they are some of the most honest prayers that exist. The spoken ones, the formal ones, the ones with structure and language and intention. Those are real too. I receive them. But the silent ones, the ones that never quite make it into words, the ones that are more reaching than requesting, those carry something that the spoken ones sometimes do not. They carry the raw, unedited, unmanaged truth of what is actually going on inside you. Last night you prayed one of those prayers, and I want to tell you what I heard in it. I heard exhaustion, not just the physical kind, though I know your body is tired too, the deeper kind. The exhaustion of someone who has been strong for a long time, who has been handling things, managing things, holding things together for yourself, maybe for others, and who is running out of the energy to keep doing it the way you have been doing it. The exhaustion that comes from carrying more than one person was designed to carry alone. I heard longing, a deep, specific longing for things to be different than they are, for the hard thing to be over, for the weight to lift, for some evidence, some tangible, undeniable sign that things are moving in the right direction, for relief that is real and lasting rather than temporary and conditional. The longing was wordless, but I understood every dimension of it, because I know you, and I know what you have been needing and not yet fully receiving. I heard hope, and I want to tell you about this one specifically, because I know it surprised even you to find it still there. Underneath the exhaustion and the longing and the weight of everything you have been carrying, there was still hope. Small, fragile, not quite sure of itself, but real, still alive, still reaching, the part of you that is not ready to stop believing, that will not quite let go of the possibility that things could be different, that keeps coming back to me, even when coming back feels uncertain. That hope, I put it there, and I have been keeping it alive, even in the seasons when you could not feel it, even in the moments when you thought it was gone. I was tending it. Because that hope is not just a feeling you generate on your own. It is something I placed in you and something I maintain, and its continued presence in you, even now, even after everything, is evidence that I have not given up on you. Because when I give up on someone, the hope goes out, and yours is still burning. I want to speak to why the prayer was silent last night, because I know it was not just that you could not find words. Silent prayers come from specific places, and I want to acknowledge the place yours came from. Sometimes prayers go silent because the person praying has said the same thing so many times that the words feel worn out. Like the phrases have been repeated until they have lost their weight, until saying them out loud feels like going through a motion rather than actually communicating something. If that is where you are, if the words have worn thin from use, I want you to know that the silence underneath the words reaches me just as clearly as the words ever did. You do not need fresh language to reach me. The silent reaching of a heart that has run out of new ways to say the same true things, that reaches me perfectly. Sometimes prayers go silent because something feels too vulnerable to say out loud, even alone, even in the dark, even with no one listening. Some things feel too raw to give language to, as if speaking them would make them too real, or as if the hope behind them is too fragile to survive being spoken and not answered. If that is where you are, I want to receive whatever that too vulnerable thing is. You do not have to say it out loud. You do not have to find words. Just know that I already know it, and I am not frightened by it, and I am already working on it. Sometimes prayers go silent because the person has been disappointed enough times that full-voiced prayer feels like more hope than they can currently afford to have. If you have scaled back your praying, if last night's silent prayer was smaller than the prayers you used to pray, more cautious, less specific, more guarded, I understand why. And I am not asking you to go back to the bold prayers before you are ready. I am meeting you where you are. In the silence, in the smallness, in the barely there reaching that is all you have right now. That a barely there reaching is enough. It has always been enough, my child. I want to tell you something about what happened after your silent prayer last night. After the reaching, after the wordless cry, after the ache that found no language but found its way to me anyway, something happened on my end. I responded. Immediately. Before you fell asleep, before the night was over, before the morning came, I responded. Not with something you could see or feel in that moment necessarily, but in the dimensions you cannot access, in the spiritual reality that underlies the physical one. Something moved. Something was set in motion. Something that began last night in response to what you reached toward me with is already underway. I am not a God who receives prayers and then gets around to them eventually. I am a God who responds immediately, specifically, personally. The response may not always look like what you asked for, and it may not always become visible on your timeline, but it begins the moment the prayer reaches me. And last night's prayer, silent as it was, wordless as it was, fragile as it was, reached me. And I have already begun responding. I want to speak to tonight because I know that tonight will come, and with it perhaps another dark hour, another moment of reaching in silence, another prayer that never quite makes it into words. I want to speak to that moment before it arrives. Tonight, if the silent prayer comes again, know that I am already listening before it begins. You do not have to get my attention. You do not have to find the right words or the right posture or the right level of faith before the prayer can reach me. Before you even begin to reach, I am already leaning toward you, already present, already ready to receive whatever comes. The reaching in the night is never into emptiness. It is never into silence that does not hear. Every time you reach toward me in the dark, silently, wordlessly, exhaustedly, you are reaching toward something that is already there. Already close, already holding you even before the reaching begins. I want to close by saying something to the part of you that is not sure this is real. The part that heard everything I have said today, felt something and then immediately questioned the feeling. The part that wants to believe but is not quite sure belief is safe. The part that has been disappointed before and is protecting itself from the specific pain of hoping for something and not receiving it. To that part of you, I want to say, I understand you. I do not ask you to simply override your protection and believe without reservation. That is not what faith requires. Faith requires one thing, a willingness to keep reaching, even without certainty, even through the doubt, even when the protection says this might not be real. Last night you did that. In the silence, in the dark, not knowing whether anything was listening. You reached anyway. That reach was faith. Small, quiet, uncertain faith, but faith, and it reached me. Keep reaching, my child, in whatever form the reaching takes. Silent or spoken, bold or fragile, full of faith or full of doubt. All of it reaches me. All of it is received. All of it matters. I heard your silent prayer last night. I am hearing you right now, and I will hear you tonight. I love you, always, without end. My child, I am still here. I heard your silent prayer last night, and I want to stay in this conversation a little longer, because I know what happens when moments like this one end. The day rushes back in. The noise returns. The clarity of right now gets buried under the weight of everything that needs to be done and everyone who needs something from you. And what felt real and close a few minutes ago starts to feel distant again. I do not want that to happen today. So let me keep speaking. Let me keep being present with you in this moment before the world takes it back. I want to talk to you about the pattern of silent prayers. Because I do not think last night was the first. I think there have been many nights, stretching back further than you might immediately remember, where the prayer that came was silent, where the words ran out or never came in the first place, and what remained was just the reaching, just the ache, just the wordless, turning towards something you hoped was there. I want you to know that I have been present for every single one of those nights, not just last night, every night you have ever reached toward me in silence, every dark hour, every sleepless stretch, every moment when the weight of your life became too much to carry into sleep without reaching out first. I was there, receiving it, holding it, responding to it in ways that have been shaping your life, even when you could not see the shaping happening. The accumulation of those silent prayers matters. They have not been separate, isolated moments that each disappeared into nothing once the night ended. They have been building something, a conversation, ongoing, deep, more significant than you have realized, between you and me. And that conversation has been changing things. In you, in the circumstances around you, in the direction of your life. You have been praying more than you knew, and I have been responding more than you have seen. I want to speak to the nights when the silent prayer came from a place of complete emptiness. The nights when there was not even reaching, just numbness. Just lying there in the dark, feeling nothing, or feeling so much that nothing could contain it, with no words and no reaching and no prayer at all. Just existing, just breathing, just waiting for the night to be over. I was there for those nights too. I need you to know that. The nights with no prayer at all. The nights of pure emptiness or pure overwhelm. Those were not nights I was absent from. I was there in the breathing itself, in the fact that morning came, in the quiet sustaining of a life that felt unsustainable. The nights when you had nothing to give me, no prayer, no reaching, no faith, nothing. I was still there, still holding, still present. You do not have to bring me something for me to show up. My presence is not contingent on your performance. It is not conditional on you having enough to offer. On the nights when you had nothing, those were not the nights I left. Those were the nights I held you the most. I want to talk about what silent prayers do in a person over time, because I do not think you have fully understood the cumulative effect of all those nights of reaching toward me, even wordlessly, even without certainty, even from a place of exhaustion and doubt. Each time you reached, however small, however fragile, however uncertain, something happened in you, a small deepening, a small thinning of the wall between where you are and where I am, a small increase in the capacity to receive what I have for you. Individually, each of those nights might have felt like it produced nothing, but collectively, over time, all of that reaching has been doing something significant. It has been making you more open, more available, more capable of receiving the things I have been working to bring into your life. The person you are right now, the one who can hear these words and feel something, who can receive what I am saying today in a way that reaches somewhere real. That person was formed partly by all those nights of silent reaching. The reaching changed you, made you more. I want to speak to the specific prayer from last night one more time, not to analyze it or break it down, just to honor it, because it came from a real place. It cost you something. It required a vulnerability that does not come easily to you, and I want to name that. What you brought to me last night, in the silence, in the dark, in whatever fragile form it took, was real. It was honest. It was you, stripped of the management and the performance and the carefully held together presentation, just reaching. And that reaching was one of the bravest things you did yesterday. Not because it required dramatic courage, but because you did it anyway. the reaching toward me, even without certainty that anything was there to reach toward. That is faith in its most honest form. I received it with everything I am. I want to close today with a practice. Something small that I want to invite you into going forward, not as a religious obligation, not as something that will make you more deserving of my attention, but as something that I think will be good for you, something that will make the connection between us more alive in your daily experience. Tonight before you sleep, whenever that is, however the day has gone, I want you to take 1 minute, just one, and I want you to do whatever version of prayer is most honest for you in that moment. If words come, use them. If they do not force them. If what comes is just a feeling, just a reaching, just a turning toward me in the dark, that is enough. That is more than enough. Just 1 minute of honest turning toward me. That is the practice. Not performance, not trying to feel something you do not feel. Just honest, whatever is true right now turning. And then, rest. Let yourself sleep, knowing that the turning has been received, that I have it, that the night is held, that whatever tomorrow brings, you will not be walking into it alone. You prayed last night, my child, silently, in the dark. Not sure if anything was listening. Something was listening. Someone was listening. I was listening. And tonight I will be listening again. I love you. I hear you, always, without end.